G'day guys, welcome back to the farm on Farming Simulator 22. It's been a little while since I did a video because I've been hard at work trying to progress the farm, and as you can see we've got 400,000 in the bank now. So we've gone forward 2 or 3 years in game. Got a couple of new additions, one being I've bought a car, got ourselves a curtain cider truck, and that's for loading out all of our pallets like the lettuce and the honey and the oils and everything that we produce pretty much up in this area. So up here we are producing sunflowers still and a little bit of canola oil as well, and over here we did a round of cotton, so we have had quite a lot of clothing being produced, which is obviously very good. It's going to help us in the long run. So there's another 6 or 7 pallets there, which is another 70,000. Down here, new additions. I've bought a new slurry tanker. The old one just wasn't big enough, and we've got a few extra fields and stuff, so we need the bigger goods. Running low on manure, so that's why I obviously want to start using the slurry as well, and we've upgraded the feed mixer for the cows. So those are the upgrades around the farm mainly. We did purchase another small field as well, which is next to our sunflower field is the new one. So all of our fields are looking pretty good. We've got a bit of work to do with the olive grove. I haven't really extended that at all yet. We need to probably think about purchasing the field next door so we can make that a little bit bigger. So we bought field number 12, which is down here if we just run over here from the store. So our big sunflower field has just been cultivated and one layer of fertilizer down on it already. So we're going to get into planting that today as well. And over here we'll just run on over. This is our new field. It did come with a crop of canola. It's obviously not a very big field, but I wanted the land because up at the top of that field is where we're going to build a grapevine today. And I'm thinking I might plant oats in the small field, and we need to plant the sunflowers into our big field. So let's jump into the Massey Ferguson, and we'll get the cedar over there to field 11, and we can get oats planted into there. So I want to build up the oats that we have in stock because we're going to be purchasing probably a bakery or something, whatever it is that requires the oats. Not in today's episode, we'll have to wait a little while because we're going to spend a lot of our money on building up a grapevine. That's our main priority today. So here we are at the new field, and we can select the oats. We should hopefully have enough seed in the planter to do that, and we're going to need to take the class tractor on down to the store, and we'll have to lease ourselves a planter, and we normally go for this red one here, cheap enough to get, and it does the second stage of fertilizing as well for us at the same time. So we'll boost on down there and get that over to the sunflower field. And here we are. So we'll do around the edge for the worker, just so they don't crash into any of these trees. We did buy a new cultivator as well, which I hadn't mentioned, and it does leave a different texture on the ground to the cultivator we had previously. So you can only just about tell the difference between what's planted and what's cultivated. But it's all good. I can just about make it out, so it's not too difficult. And it's a nice, probably double the size cultivator that we had in the previous episode. So it was definitely worth buying, and it was in the sales as well. So I'll get on with this and I'll do the headlands. Okay, we're just about done then. We'll start running up the hill with this planter, and we can just set this off on a worker, and we shouldn't have to babysit too much. We'll probably have to come back and restock him with some seed. but that won't be too much of an issue. Hopefully we've got enough seed down here on the field, and this guy's planting, he's almost finished. So we're going to build ourselves a grapevine just up in this area here. So as you can see, we've got quite a large area up here just above where this oats are, so this is going to be plenty big enough to build a very profitable grapevine, which is the plan. And that is we're obviously going to have to buy the grape processing unit. Well, that tractor's tempting, but we don't want to be wasting all of our money on that. That is a damn good deal though, good horsepower. We will need to think about getting a bigger horsepower tractor. Anyway, grapevines, they're $100. What is that per small length? Or yeah, it probably is. Yeah, they're quite expensive, aren't they? So we'll just drag. We want to leave enough room that we can turn the machinery around when we come out of it. So roughly around about there. And we're just going to keep going and going and going, and we'll fill up this whole area that we can with the grapevines, and hopefully it's going to be a very profitable area for us. And there we go, just a couple more runs that will fill in just this last little bit. We have spent quite a lot of money, but we have a fair bit left as well, so not too concerned. But that should be a very nice sized grapevine, just enough. We are using that to get the raisins. That's the main thing that we want from it. We'll obviously get grape juice as well, which is something we can just sell for profits. So that's all good. So the oats are planted. We need to weed the field. The cultivator that I've got seems to... I used to be able to do weeds the day after cultivating or planting, but now it seems that I have to do it on the same day as the planting because it seems to skip a day for some reason. So we've got a little bit of seed left up here, which we'll put into here, which is nothing. That's fine, but we will probably have to shoot on down to the store and grab another bag of seeds for the sunflowers. Well, look at that for some timing. Just as we arrive back with the weeder and the seeds, the worker has stopped work because he can't keep going. He's run out. So can we put that over the back and spill that straight in, or no? We'll probably have to put the bags down and get into the tractor and do that ourselves, which is all good. And then we'll get this Massey Ferguson to start weeding on the oat field, and we can set this guy off running again, and hopefully he's gonna not use up too much more seed. He's actually missed a small part there. We don't want to be missing that. Yeah, you get going again. That's good. I'm blocking him. That's fine. We'll leave those seeds right there just in case he does run out again. And we'll get the weeding done over here. Good job we don't have to do any harvesting today because the weather is terrible and we wouldn't be able to do it. We possibly could late in the evening, but luckily we don't have anything to do in terms of harvesting. But we do have some products that we need to sell today, being March. What do we need to sell? Okay, so the grapes, we'll be harvesting those in September, and we'll do the olives in October. So we do have a little bit of work to do with the grapevines as well, obviously. And today, being March, we got honey and sunflower oil, and doesn't look like we can sell anything else. So let's get our new forklift and we'll go over and start loading up our new trailer as well. Okay, so we'll stack them up, probably 3 or 4 high, I would imagine. I'm not sure how much weight the forklift can carry before it will tip over, but they do weigh quite a bit, don't they, a forklift? So we'll stack it up as much as possible. Pretty sure that curtain cider you could fit 4 pallets on there like this. So we'll have a go. Hopefully we can do all 4. But yeah, you have to bear with me because I don't use forklifts very much. It does take a little bit of getting used to some of these machines, especially when you're using a mouse and keyboard. It is wobbling a bit with 3, isn't it? But we'll keep going, see if we can get this 4th one on, and that will definitely shorten the stacking time just a small amount. Let's line that up. Okay, we've got a bit of a leaning Tower of Pisa happening here, but just push that a little bit. Maybe we should get in there and lift it up. Go forward a touch. Okay, now can we lift 4? A little bit tricky. Can't get in there. Forklift won't go in. So I guess we're going to call it 3 then. We'll go 3 pallets high each time. And we'll just have to load it that way. That's no big deal. It won't take too much longer. We can push that right out to the front. Can't seem to go. Oh yes, I can. There we go. Yeah, you can see you can see the forklift is leaning forward quite a bit. So this might be a little bit of a slow job here. Bring that in, and that should hopefully make the weight a little bit better. So I won't do a time lapse for this because the camera will probably be jumping around too much. I'll get all of this loaded up and I'll probably meet you on down at the store, and we'll see how much we're going to get from this. So we're in a pretty good spot though. We've got 250,000. I am looking at purchasing a new field probably in the next episode once we've sold all the clothes, and obviously we're going to sell all the products that we have today. So we should hopefully be sitting around about 350,000 by that time or more. That would be a good thing. But we'll get all this loaded up. I'll struggle myself, and I'll see you guys down at the store when the time comes. Okay, here we are down at the store, fully loaded up with honey, absolutely chocker full, and that is selling very fast. So let's see how much are we going to get for all of those pallets. There we go, just over 24,000, so not too bad. Not too bad considering it's a low maintenance thing to have to do, and we only sell it once a year. So we're going to shoot back on up to the field, up to the production area, sorry, and we're going to load up the sunflower oils, and then we'll bring that back down here and we'll be getting ourselves another few dollars. Alright, there we go, loaded up with all the oil that we want to sell today. We do still have the olive oil there on the side, but I'm not going to sell that until I've actually got a good enough amount to sell. We're already in the hole on the olive grove, 30,000, so we need to make sure that we've got enough to at least cover the next, a good amount is what we need really. So we'll get this all closed up and we'll drive down to the store, and this should hopefully push us over the $300,000 mark again. Well, 13,000 litres on board, so let's see what we get. We're hopefully going over 300,000, and if we looks like we're going to easily go over that. There we go, 27,000 and change, so not bad. That's all going to go towards a new field. The next big thing to sell will be clothing, but that's not for a couple more months yet. But we will be looking at buying a very good, nice sized field once we've sold all the clothing, but this is obviously going to go a long way. So next job today is probably going to be dealing with the olive grove. Okay, so just looking at the map, it looks like the grapevine needs to be ploughed up, which is something we'll do probably in another episode. And we do have quite a few fields now. We're very busy all the time, which is a good thing. It's where I want it to be. But we need to get on over and we need to cultivate up the olive grove and get that fertilized. Alright, we're in the Landini. We've got the cultivator on the back and the mulcher on the front. We won't be using the mulcher, but we will be using the cultivator. So it's just up and down each row, just to turn the soil over and make that fresh for the next season. We obviously will need to fertilise this olive grove twice as well before September, ready for October harvest. But there's no easy way of doing it, so it's just up and down and up and down and up and down. So I'll get this done as quickly as I can. Oh, that's pretty much all the cultivating done here for the olive grove, so that's not too bad. Not too bad of a job, quite quick. It's only a small olive grove though, isn't it? I would like to purchase this field on our left, and then we could expand into that, and we could also expand the canola field which is behind us. So that might be something to think about in the future. I'm not sure which field I do want to purchase at this stage, but this one on the left will be bought at some point, because we're still not making a profit out of that olive grove, and it does definitely need to be at least 3 times the size of what it is so that we can actually make some money from it. But we're making plenty of money elsewhere, so we need to park up this tractor and may as well go and check on the cows. We've got the new feed mixer now, so we have to learn how to ratio the food out of that. So we'll jump into the telehandler here, and I think we've got the pallet fork on at the moment, so we'll take that off and we'll put the bale spike on. And like I said, I don't know how much the feed mixer will take. I'm still used to making the mixers from the old feed mixer, but we will need this class tractor here. So we'll jump into here and we'll get that on over to the cow shed. Should really clean up all of these pallets at some point as well. And we'll get a feed mixture made up and we'll see how that goes. So the old feed mixture was 1 silage bale, pretty much half a bale of hay because they're almost double the size, and then just top the rest up with straw. This feed mixer does hold quite a bit more, but we will still go a full silage bale, and then we'll maybe go, I'll just dump a full hay bale in, and then we'll see where it's at. We've got the F1 menu at the ready, so we can just check on that, make sure we're not making the wrong type of mix, but we'll just dump that in there, chuck a hay bale in, and we'll see where we're at, and hopefully we're going to make the right type of mix. It's very important that we get this right. Well, there we go. It's not too bad. As I thought the capacity of that feed mixer was a lot more than that. I thought we were going to have to maybe put 2 silage bales in there and maybe a bale and a bit of hay and quite a bit of straw, but it turns out it's not really that much different. It's not completely full either, which is okay. So yeah, it's actually, the capacity is not quite as big as I thought. The old one was just under 12,000. This one's probably around about 16. So we'll Make sure we get this in through the little drive-through area here. Tip that into the cow feed. That'll keep them going for another day or two. And then we can see what else we've got to do today. So what are we looking at? We've got quite a lot of milk. We actually got so much milk that I can't keep on top of selling it. So I really do need to think about purchasing a dairy of my own. That way I can put my own milk into the dairy and we can be making a product which we can then sell. But they're all good for straw. We've got heaps of slurry. This grass is going to be ready in the next day. And that will be probably for silage, I think. I think we're pretty good for hay at the moment. Can never have enough silage. Product wise, we need to sell the clothing, obviously. That's going to bring in a very good amount of money for us, and that'll be in tomorrow. So that's going to be good, and we should probably think about which field we want to buy. So the options are 29, quite expensive. This field is probably going to be a good bet for us. That would be perfect if the road wasn't there. We could merge the fields. That's a nice big field. These fields around the perimeter are just a waste of money because you end up paying a lot of extra cash and not a lot of land that you can actually use. So I think maybe that field there might be a good shout. We'll just have to see how we feel on the day. So all of our fields are pretty much fully fertilized. We need to plow up the new grapevine. Obviously there's quite a bit of work to do with the grapevine. That'll need 2 loads of fertilizer and plowing. So we'll get that done in the next episode. And feeding here is finished. So all in all, good changes from the previous episode. We've now got quite a lot of money, and we've got a few new tools and pieces of equipment, and obviously the grapevine as well. So things are definitely on the up from here on. And one good thing is that we are pretty much guaranteed to be busy every day now. Might actually have to change it to 2 days per month or slow down the time. I'm not too sure about that. So we did find a couple of the collectibles available. Only a few. Didn't take too many. Didn't want to take the piss out of it. But we have been working hard. We've done a couple of years off camera and just made sure that we got the money. But now we're at a good place and we can really start progressing forward. So I hope you're enjoying the episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.